Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, July 6th, 2018. I'm Rochelle Batiste with the details. An official at the SVG Tourism Authority said the future of the industry looks very bright. Speaking with SVG-TV News today at the Tourism Authority's headquarters, CEO Glenn Beach said SVG experienced record numbers in arrivals with a marked increase in port calls and the arrivals by air through direct flights to the Argyle International Airport, the AIA. Beach said thanks to the AIA, SVG has truly been opened up to the world and the authority has been capitalizing on niche markets, mainly in yachting and diving, and with air access making that area more attractive, particularly to American travelers.
Especially for Americans, North Americans, it became more difficult because compared to BVI, one of our main competitors, while it would take half a day to get to the BVI and get on your yacht, so that would be a day return travel. Same in San Grenadines, it's 2 days return travel. And for North Americans who have less vacation time than their European counterparts, 2 days is a big deal. And as you know, traveling for a day can be quite tiring. So you could even say 3 days, because on your way home, you'd probably look to have 2 extra days before you get to work, the one to travel and the next day to just rest. While if you have the direct flights, a lot of times you have the half day to rest. So that has changed a lot for us. Even our second largest niche market in terms of diving. Divers love to travel with their own equipment. Going through Barbados, St. Lucia, Antigua, Trinidad made it problematic.
Beach said the recent addition of direct flights by American Airlines creates more options for both U.S. and U.K. travelers, a move which will benefit the tourism sector.
And this is our third contract with American Airlines. The first contract, we didn't complete the airport in time. Second contract, they had their own issues. So I'm happy to see that we're finally off the ground with them. And having those direct flights from Miami be very important for us, because you can have the connections out of Dallas, Boston, Atlanta, even New York to come into St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And probably arguably the most important connection with American Airlines will probably be with BA out of London. And therefore that flight, I think, leaves Miami at around 11 a.m. on Saturday morning. So the connections, you can make that connection into St. Vincent and the Grenadines if you're coming out of England or any of those North American cities I just mentioned. So, I mean, in terms of the future and growth, I can only see it improving.
Beach added that Air Canada and Caribbean Airlines were happy with their year of operation to the AIA, recording load factors of around 90%. Both will be continuing and expanding their service to SVG. He said the Tourism Authority is targeting airlines out of Europe, and the expected opening of the Bucama Bay Resort will assist in attracting European carriers.
Europe now, in terms of, let's not forget, Bucama was built because we were constructing Argyle International. Dave Ames made that clear, that if it wasn't for that, St. Vincent and the Grenadines wouldn't have been his first place to make the investment. Hopefully that will be back on stream with at least 100 rooms by December, which will make it easier for us to negotiate with the European airlines in moving forward. There are 1 or 2 other North American airlines that we want to attract, that we're speaking to, that we're in discussions with. And hopefully, I am hoping, they should have been in here already. They are having issues with the number of planes they have and can't fulfill all the destinations and cities that, I'm hoping that when they get some new planes in the first quarter of next year, hopefully we'll be seeing them on a continuous basis from next year onward.
Meanwhile, Beach said the Tourism Authority is continuing to examine a range of avenues to market destination SVG. Beach, who was speaking with SVG-TV News, said the authorities facilitated the arrival of a reporter from CNN to do a feature story on Vincey Mass. The tourism official said that while reports which suggest that an entire CNN camera crew will be in SVG to cover Vincey Mass is inaccurate, the feature story from the CNN selected journalists is a useful investment in the sector.
Story. Not sure where CNN is part of a bigger conglomerate. Not sure where they're going to run the story, but obviously if they've contracted a journalist to do it, it's going to be run somewhere. It could be on CNN's website. So it's not free advertising, because obviously we have to pay for the journalists to come and put them up and give them the experience and so on. But compared to what it would cost to run that story, it's beneficial, and it's marketing, and it's getting out there. I just signed a contract for a full page ad with USA Today, and it's amazing. Before we wouldn't have taken that ad. Mind you, we got a good deal on it, and those are the things we have to look at. But it's something, especially with AA coming in December, I'm not sure how we're going to use that ad yet, if it's going to be a call to action for American Airlines or a call to action for Caribbean Airlines. But it is something that we're happy to do now that we're able to put those sort of things out there. So yeah, we're happy. I think we're moving on.
Beach said a number of developments are expected to come on board soon, and the Tourism Authority will do its part to maintain high standards. He has expressed delight at the interest shown by regional stakeholders and gave a commitment to work with them to improve SVG tourism product.
Yeah, and I went to Caribbean Week, the Minister and I, in early June. And the attention now being paid to St. Vincent and the Grenadines is amazing. I mean, before the airport opened, they had some countries, and they said it jokingly, but not jokingly. They say, nah, you guys are not our competition. You guys got nothing landing there or anything that your numbers are competition. But when the numbers came out, all of a sudden, I get requests from certain competitors. We need to do more work together. I have no problem with that once it benefits St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Several local entrepreneurs got the opportunity to display their products and creative skills as Invest SVG held a mini pop-up exhibition today at the car park of the Ministry of Health. Invest SVG's Executive Director, Annette Mack, said the exhibition is part of the build-up for the Everything Vincey Expo Plus to be held in October, and she has called for public support.
Inviting everyone to come down. What you will see from here to October the 23rd to the 28th, before our actual exhibition, is a lot of diesel events taking place. So it is really just to keep the momentum going of our exhibition, and of course to give all our participants either an avenue, one way or the other, to display their events. And we figured this is Carnival, and there are a lot of people in town right now, so what better time than to bring them out. So very informally done. We invite everyone down. Please come, please support local, and please buy local.
Mark said Invest SVG will also host a coconut expo later this month to give a platform to persons who sell coconut products and benefit from the positive impact which such expo generate.
So those are the persons that we're pushing. We have had, since the expo last year, a number of our participants have actually told us that their sales have gone up. So we're hoping to get some testimonials to put on our website. And even when we had a collaboration at the Loft a couple weeks ago, I think it was for Father's Day. The persons who actually took part, very small, in that exhibition said they did very good with sales and they made a lot of contacts. So yes, I mean, we're getting them exposed, and that's what we're here for. That's what Invest SVG is here for.
Meanwhile, Augustine Sutherland of Sardo's Cosmetic, Aloma Gilbert of Abia's Soap, and Jasmine Dean of Jazzy's All Naturals commended Invest SVG for giving them a platform to display their products.
The Grenadines is rosemary. Rosemary used for lots of different things. Then we go into bay leaf. Bay leaf used for a lot of things as well. Most of us use it in our tea and our porridge. All right. This is sample of it here. What Invest SVG doing with people coming out here like me is to educate the nation, about essential oil and what essential oil used for in this day and age. That is what I feel good about what Invest SVG doing.
They do local handmade soaps from mainly locally produced oil and other products such as mango, charcoal, turmeric, neem, along that line. I am really glad to be taking part in this exhibition because I think I'm not only going to get exposure locally, but because of the season, Carnival season, we have a lot of visitors. I'm hoping that at least I'll get some regional and international exposure. So I'm looking forward to being here for the day.
Manufacture soaps, anything to do with skincare, body butters, bug off lotions for mosquitoes, deodorants. One of my best sellers is the coconut and vanilla body butter. It's a hit everywhere I go. And I'm really glad to be here at the Everything Vincey pop-up shop. We have the big exhibition coming up, so it's giving me a lot of exposure now the visitors are here. They can get to see what Vincey has to offer.
The Embassy of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela in SVG on Thursday celebrated the 207th anniversary of independence of the Spanish-speaking country, and the diplomatic mission hosted an event to celebrate the occasion and acknowledge students who have completed their respective Spanish-level courses offered at the Venezuela Institute for Culture and Cooperation for the period April to July. Speaking at the ceremony, head of mission and general coordinator of the Venezuela Institute, Ambassador Francisco Perez Santana, said while 92 persons signed up for the Spanish learning program in April, 54% successfully advanced to the next level.
By assuming the commitment with the IBCC in San Vincent and the Grenadines, we plan to make adjustments to improve the teaching of Spanish. Those adjustments began with the quarter that ends today, and rest assured, we will continue making adjustments until our students complete their Spanish studies, at least by being able to have an informal conversation with people whose native language is Spanish. We have already begun conversation with the friendly government of this beautiful island to bring the teaching of Spanish to the institution. Soon we will be giving them important announcement about the signing of memorandum of understanding so that this materializes.
Ambassador Santana also announced that for the next quarter, they have been forced to offer only one level of the program due to the impact of what he said is an economic blockade of Venezuela by the U.S. government. He said this has made things difficult not only in his country, but at its missions, where they have had to constantly make adjustments to budget, thereby affecting the optimal functioning of the Institute for Culture and Cooperation. Inspector Henry Providence of the Police Traffic Department is renewing a call for the firearm license holders to ensure that their licenses are up to date. Inspector Providence said that following an earlier interview with SVG-TV News, many license holders have come forward to pay up, but there is still a few who are lagging behind. The veteran corp reminded license holders that a weapon is considered illegal if the license has expired.
As I said in the last presentation, if you're not in a position where you can pay for that firearm license at this time, we are encouraging you to just bring the firearm at traffic, and we'll keep it here at Central Police Station in our armory. And once you're in a better position where you could pay for that license, firearm would be returned to you. We recognize that this is the Carnival period, and a number of persons with licensed firearm would be attending shows, and we do not want you to be attending any show, whether it's Victoria Park, Carnival, or whatsoever, with a firearm that is not licensed. The law speaks against you not renewing your firearms license, and we do not want you to be in the general public with a firearm that is not licensed.
The police are seeking the public's assistance in locating twin brothers, Kimron and Akeem George of Layu, and asks that they be approached with caution. The police said both brothers are persons of interest in investigations into a report of attempted murder. The young men, 20 years old, are considered to be armed and dangerous, and the police advised that if seen, persons should contact the nearest police station or the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of crime at telephone numbers 4512467 or 457211 extension 27. They said that all calls will be treated confidentially. Sand Hill Euphonium Steel Orchestra lifted the senior Panorama crown while SVG Players International retained section of the band's title at the 2018 staging of last night's Steel and Glitter show at the Victoria Park. A performance Carnival by Winston Soso Sand Hill was able to push reigning Panorama champions Starlift Steel Orchestra into second place with their rendition of Behaving the Worst by six-time Soca monarch Gamal Skinny Fabulous Doyle. Newcomers Ebony Panjamas with their performance of Unruly by reigning Soca monarch Delroy Fireman Hooper emerged in third position. In the sections of the band contest, Blondie Bird and Friends had to take a seat behind 2018 champs SVG Players International, who was adjudged first place in the sections from the bands. The Imagination Mass Band was adjudged third, with Melbourne Artisan securing the fourth position. The heat continues to build, leading to the grand climax of Vincey Mass 2018 in 4 days' time. Deemed the hottest carnival in the region, the June-July festival is expected to climax with a bang as revelers and carnival lovers take part in the remaining CDC shows and private events. Nikita Tony tells us more in this report.
6 down, 4 to go. That's the number of days revelers have to make the most of the 2018 Vincey Mass season, which is set to culminate next Tuesday, July 10th. Deemed as the hottest carnival in the Caribbean, the June-July festival has grown over the years and continues to be one of this country's top festivals. As we count down the days to the end, carnival lovers will start their roundup celebrations with the all-white Ultimate Carnival Celebration Party, Evo 4.1, at the cruise ship terminal beginning at 8 p.m. this evening. Tomorrow, Saturday, July 7th, is the turn of the Soca lovers, who will be on hand to witness the crowning of the 2018 Raga Soca and Power Soca monarchs, as 21 artists vie for the said crowns. 11 artists will challenge reigning Raga Soca monarch Hans John, while the 2017 Soca monarch Delroy Fireman Hooper will defend his title against 12 competitors. Then on Sunday, 11 Calypsonians will compete for the 2018 Calypso monarch title at the Dimash Grass Show, which will also see the king and queen of the band's competition unfold. Fresh from the park, revelers are expected to take to the streets for a Juve involving paint bands and the traditional Juve presentations, and return for the afternoon street party, all slated for Monday, July 9th. The curtains come down on this year's edition of Vincey Mass on Tuesday, July 10th, as the streets of Kingston will be transformed into a sea of colors with the return of Mardi Gras to the Victoria Park. Band leaders from the 14 competing mass bands have promised to pull out all the stops to give patrons a treat, with their eyes fixed on the coveted Band of the Year title. With the promise of an exciting showcase of Calypso, Mass, Pant, and Soca, persons are being urged to come out and enjoy the remaining days of Vincey Mass, the hottest carnival in the Caribbean. Nikita Tony reporting for Carnival Beat.
The stage has already been set, and come tomorrow night, the Victoria Park will be transformed into a battleground as 21 artists vie for the 2018 Raga Soca and Soca Monarch titles. Slated to begin at 9 p.m., patrons are being urged to come out early and witness an epic showcase of Vincentian talent. In this report, Nikita Tony speaks to reigning Raga Soca Monarch Hans John, and also get from the chairman of the Carnival Development Corporation, Ricardo Adams, a little insight of what patrons can expect.
It's being advertised as the must-go-to event, and revelers are pumped for the show of the season. The 2018 Raga Soca and Soca Monarch promised to be a night of high energy and non-stop vibes. The annual event is set to see some 21 artists competing in the 2 categories, a total of 25 performances. In tonight's feature, we hear from reigning Raga Soca Monarch Hans John, who said he is confident that he will deliver come show night. John, who also placed second in last year's Power Soca competition, says he has faith that 2018 will be another great year, and he aims to take both crowns.
Nothing about the best, Hans over the years have been always delivering in terms of performance, and this year we'll be, taking things to the next level, and we'll be going outside of the box and some surprises as well. So we're in the mix as well. We're in the mix for a lot of things as well as retaining the crown and in the Soca Monarch as well. So we're going out there and give our very best. See, I was guided by the one above, the Most High. I thought it was divine intervention because I sang number 1 and I came out number 1 at the end and number 2 in the power. Yeah, so you know how it is already. So I see this year is special. Raga Soca Monarch coming out and performing number 12 for both competition. Yeah, double of them. We're coming out and we're representing for everybody. Raga Soca would be vibes. Number 12 in the Soca Monarch as well. It's gonna be one to look forward to. So I'm inviting everybody to come on out and support every artist and we represent for our culture. Vincey Mass, Soca Monarch. It's gonna be a movie because we've been there before. And his music down in the panyard, and it's a blessing.
Chairman of the CDC, Ricardo Adams, said that patrons are in for a treat come this Saturday night, as he pointed to the level of competition in both the Raga and Soca categories. Adams also highlighted that at tomorrow's event, the CDC will be honoring William Monroe, who was instrumental in getting Vincentian artists to compete in the Trinidad-based International Soca Monarch.
William Monroe was the person who ran Soca Monarch in Trinidad for many, many years, and who took Soca Monarch to the levels that it achieved in Trinidad, and he opened the door for St. Vincent and the Grenadines to become annual performers at Soca Monarch. In fact, we were one of the first islands outside of Trinidad who gained an automatic entry, and out of that, of course, we had the people like the Skinny Fabulous, the Fireman, who went on to really grow from strength to strength. So we're recognizing his contribution this year, and so he's going to be in the park on Saturday night. And one of the things that he said is that St. Vincent, our Soca Monarch show, has more energy than any of the others that he's ever been to.
Adams also said that the festival will get a much welcome marketing boost, as a number of regional media houses will be providing coverage of the Soca Monarch competition.
I mean, it's fantastic competition on Saturday night. We're really looking forward to people coming here, packing the Victoria Park, filling it with energy. One of the things that we have this year, we have international coverage from SVG-TV, from CMC. We've flown in people to do social media promotions out of Canada, etc. A young lady by the name of Kira Daniel is going to be here. And of course, we're streaming VC3. We're going on Flow, pay-per-view, etc. And so, we tell people, come, let us. One of the fantastic things about Vincey Mass is the energy that we can pack into a venue.
All 21 artists have promised to give up their best come show night, as patrons and supporters gear up for what is the biggest event to take place on the official Vincey Mass calendar. Nikita Tony reporting for Carnival Beat.
And Commissioner of Police Colin John has given the assurance that the police will take whatever steps are necessary to ensure that Vincentians and visitors are safe and secure during the final days of Vincey Mass. He said in a news release that there will be heavy police presence on the streets of capital Kingstown and in various communities so that law and order would be maintained. Commissioner John also urged persons who are violated in any way to report their grievances to the police and not take the law into their own hands. He has also given some recommendations what persons can do to help maintain law and order and to ensure their personal safety. Among these, children should not be left unattended. Persons should avoid wearing excessive jewelry, thus making themselves easy targets for thieves, and not not to drive while under the influence of alcohol. He has also urged residents to ensure their homes and properties are secured properly and generally to obey the laws of the land.